Hiya then folks, welcome to Boating on a Budget. Today it's ballast and insulation, two of the things that have kept cropping up on the comments on the videos that we've been doing. We love moving this ballast, don't we?
Keeps us warm.
It certainly needs to. Bearing in mind at the minute the windows on the boat are actually frozen on the inside. Is it cold on a narrowboat, we get asked? Well, yeah, when there's no heating on, it's literally freezing. So we'll get these blocks in and then we'll show you what we're doing in there.
Are they frozen together?
Yeah.
Oh, work.
It was commented on the last video that we'd not obviously blacked these or put any insulation in or even any ballast in. So, to be perfectly honest, I wasn't going to black these. I was thinking the solid timber, this should be alright. But a few people have put a doubt in my mind. So, before we put the floor down fully, I thought we'll take that extra half hour after work in the dark, hence the poor lighting, and get them blacked. Next. Just to the left hand side of my head, you will see there's a panel fitted. Whilst I paint the joists, let's have a quick look at it. This is obviously how we're going to put some siding up. It'll have the rails going up that are bolted into the cross members, and then the panelling will either be screwed or pinned on. But obviously we're going to look at that in a bit more detail, well, a lot more detail as we get onto it. I just thought I'd show you now that I were fiddling about, sort of made a little start on it. Right, here we are then, nicely tucked into this corner, ready to put some ballast down before we put the insulation in. Like we said, we've had loads of comments about ballast and insulation. We must say we're going to leave the ballast till the end, weren't we? What we were going to do is kind of get the boat basically laid out and then see what ballast we need to add. But, bearing in mind this is where the water tank's going to end up, we'll not really get under here afterwards, so we thought actually we'll crack on, get this bit done and get some insulation down. So, blocks, all that we do is we get a handful of tile spacers, which is something we've had to buy, which incidentally, in the next few weeks we'll do a quick catch up on costs because we've not done one of them for a bit, have we?
No.
Oh look, you can see here, look how many Dawn's put down and how many I've put down.
Because I'm not the tight Yorkshireman.
But yeah, so we just put a few tile spacers down. What that does is it lifts the block off the actual steel, allows any moisture to keep running, and then we're just going to build a nice little block paving section. We are quite lucky with these, I say lucky. Got these block paving about 3 years ago, innit? Will yours go in there?
No.
Yeah, it's in that, it's alright. Yeah, about 3 years ago we got these. We made a little path at home, somebody got given a load away. So we got them, made a little path and we've just had these sat ever since. You were never very good at Jenga, were you?
No.
It might just be you only need one that way. So yeah, we've just got the pipe down, so that lifts and leaves the main channel there. That's just some old plastic pipe to get a row of box down the sides there. Except for now, we're just going to do down to about there, which is where the water tank's going to come to. Like I said, the rest of it we can do as the boat kind of gets built and we can see exactly what we've got. This is a fun job for a Sunday, isn't it, love?
Love it. Love it.
Oh, go steady with them. You spending money. What are you stopped for, love?
Eh?
What are you stopped for?
Because I'm moving up.
I think if we go down to about there.
not done that yet.
Not yet.
You're doing another row here.
Yeah, we might as well.
And that can have brick on brick.
Because I think, as we've got these here, and we've got them there, if anything, the weight's going to want to be right towards the front of the boat. Obviously, it was nose high, weren't it, before?
Yeah.
So, we might as well get as much as we can under this section while we can. Might be a bit high, actually. No, I think they're alright, aren't they? Just.
Yeah?
Yeah. Get another row in on top of there, or just maybe some going that way. In fact, no, we need insulation in there. In fact, yeah, these need to come out, we need insulation.
Alright, okay.
I forgot about insulation, which you won't think I could forget about it, because
I'm not going to lie to you. I'm freezing.
no, they'll have to come right out, because we need enough.
Alright. These want to come out as well.
Yeah. Right, so that's got some weight in here. We'll probably get a bit more around there, but again, for the minute, we can still get to that. Because like I say, what we're going to do is, we'll get the insulation in, and then we'll put these boards back down, and they'll pretty much then be fixed permanent, because the water tank will go on it. Right, we're now on to cutting the first bit of insulation, which basically we know them noggins we cut were 37.5 centimetres long. So if we cut this into strips 37.5 centimetres long, it's then just a case of then cutting the right width to go in between each section.
You'd think so, wouldn't you?
Does that make sense? So, 37.5. So we've got which, for people over in America and places like that, that's about 14 3/4 of an inch. But we struggle to work in centimetres, never mind comparing to other stuff. You will see as well we're using Kingspan insulation, 25mm thick. Some people spray foam the boats, but we're doing it this way because we think for the future, if anything ever has to come out or be changed or whatever, this you just pull back out, fit back in, don't you? Spray foam, obviously you have to scrape it off and what have you. And in nuts and bolts, the other boat, we've got this sort of insulation and some of that horrible rock wool. And when we've got the log burner on, we're literally sitting as pants at night, don't we?
Yeah, I think it'll work.
Now there's a vision for you. Us sat in our pants of an evening. What should you always do with the hand that's not holding the knife?
Put it in your pocket.
Exactly. Put it in your pocket, and then you're not going to cut your fingers off. He says, as he's cutting towards Dawn's head with it. Now, we just pop it up. And any bits where I've not quite gone through with the knife. In your fingers. And there we have it. So if we take that inside, we can now section that off to fit between the joists. That's now cut then to the right width to fit between the joists, say same length as these noggins. So we now just need to cut each section to drop into there. These ones for the ends we can't take right up to the edge, so just sticking out maybe just past that. You'll see what I mean in a second, and then we need pieces to fit into there. So first off, if we cut one about 45 centimetres long, and we'll see how that goes. So using the world's biggest pencil.
45.
Yeah. You cutting or am I cutting?
I'm putting.
Where are you putting your hand that you're not cutting with?
Oh, God.
We'll pretend for the purposes of the camera that we're a straight line.
It's not. Oh, is it?
Oh, it's just a bit tight. We just want to slither off it.
It's because blade come out. They weren't locked.
Must say with this, some people don't have any insulation under the floor because they reckon the floor should breathe underneath. It's a bit one of them, some people say you should, some say you shouldn't. What we're doing is we're just going to put it down the main centre bit, so obviously the main bit where you walk should at least be a bit warm, but then there's room for the air to flow. Hence why, I suppose, in effect, when we're doing the sides we want to get it really nice and tight and no little gaps. Under the floor, because of the fact we're not actually doing all of it, probably don't really matter if there's an odd gap, but we still don't want gaps, do we? Get it as tight as we can. So that's going to go like that. So like we said, the boards will be on top, there's still room for any water or airflow around, and that should keep us feet toasted.
What measured frame then?
45 centimetres. Bit of teamwork.
No.
I like the A team. For the A team, who's who?
I'm mad at God of his The crazy one.
Probably going to need a sliver taking off there, isn't it? But let's try it. If you want to be cutting one, mark him onto
45?
no, 24 and a half.
Oh.
That is just right. I have to take my jumper and my t-shirt off in a minute. It's getting right warm now we've got this insulation in. You don't think I'm funny, do you?
No.
See, that kind of fit is more how we're going to want it on there.
Where it squeezes it.
Yeah.
No?
Pass me the knife, please. Could be doing 2 more at the 45 centimetres. That one was perfect.
Were it perfect?
Absolutely.
Because I did it.
I know. Yeah, so what we'll do once we've got these in is I'll cut these boards that are the floorboards so they finish here. They'll then be screwed down permanent. And by the next episode, we'll have actually got the water tank, won't we? That's currently
Hopefully it's on order.
winging its way from wherever.
Knife please.
So we'll actually be able to sort of, obviously we're not going to fill the water tank up yet, but we can get that sort of sat in place and we can really get cracking.
And people will just think, oh, you could have cut your finger off. Well, there's nothing in end of that glove.
Perhaps just made a few people wince at home.
Yeah, my fingers don't come to ends.
Yeah, can I have the knife, please? You obviously, I was going to say we didn't obviously measure this right, but it will be who measured it.
Is that the outside bit?
Yeah. Suppose we have to work out. These sheets are about £15 each. And I reckon to do the floor like this it's going to take about 5 sheets. So when you work that out in monetary cost, that's what, £75. Bags of coal are what, about £7 or £8 each.
Up to a tenner a bag, aren't they?
So it's kind of about between 7 and 10 bags of coal. So if over the time insulating this saves us that money, then it was money well spent, wasn't it?
Yeah.
See, thinking of money is never far away from my imagination, is it?
No. That's a tad short to go in either way though.
Yeah. We'll save that because we might need smaller bits down the end or in these bits here as we come to them. So for now, to finish this section, we just need to go and cut one piece for there. Cut them boards, get them back on. Right, so we've cut these sheets down, so it finishes on this joist, which is a water tank will be here, so we'll still in future be able to get that section up. Yeah, so basically, we'll get that in, line it up, and then we can screw these down fully, and we've got ballast, insulation and floor fully fitted on that section.
Happy days.
Happy days. So much as it's probably not been a thrilling video, it's kind of tied up a few loose ends. And obviously the way we've done this, the ballast, the insulation and then the floorboarding, will be the same the whole way down, but we're going to do that as we do the boat. Because the idea is we're going to get, in effect, this end finished and work his way down. So hopefully, people have liked the video. And if they're not already subscribed, they need to click the subscribe button.
They do.
And what else do they need to do?
They need to press the bell.
Ding the little bell. And then you'll get notifications each time we do the work. And I keep saying it, but we are getting really close now to actually doing the interesting stuff, aren't we? All this is like the background stuff, but very soon we will be putting siding up and actually building stuff. But I think for now, we'll just crack on with this and we'll see everyone soon. Ta-ta!